You are going to be amazed at what's happened in the last week. I know I am. Let's go have a look. Well, on and off, we've had, what has been, 3 different crews in for the last 5 work days, basically. And one of the ones that has got a pile done is the curtain crew from Dairy Lane. So this is what makes up the whole side of the barn, is something called a curtain. It's pretty heavy material. It's actually one of the reasons we went with these Dairy Lane ones, is they are an even heavier curtain than what some others do. So if we back up here, you can kind of get a full view of what it is. This is it, all closed up. Now they're boarded now just to hold it so the wind doesn't catch it and blow it away or do anything crazy like that. But what they'll do is in here, they'll start to put drives on there, and then that Maximus temperature control system will basically run it. So it'll be open, closed, up, down, all that kind of stuff, based on what it is outside. But to have this side all done is very cool to have done. That side, they've got a little bit of it done over there. I know they were working on kind of building the plates for all the motors and that. So I would guess another couple of days, and there's going to be a lot, like the curtains are going to be done and in. Very awesome. So, the big question from last week, is the muskrat still here? And it would appear that it is not. And the only reason I say it appears that it is not is because the concrete guys, let's step in here, the concrete guys pulled all their forms, wouldn't that be a job? Pulled all their forms out of here, like that was holding it up when they built this, and I never heard that a muskrat attacked anyone. So, I don't know, maybe it moved out, moved on, did something else. But this is what the inside of the gutter obviously looks like. So that manure will drop down, and then the scraper will ride along here and take it into there. So that was kind of a, well, it looked like a job that was a lot of work. But a couple of guys did that in basically a day. The work that the rest of the concrete guys have done, I mean, it looked like quite a chore to do, but it's basically get these robot rooms together, which, as you come up, you can start to kind of see how this is going to piece together. Like, look at these. So this is this royal room, these royal wall functions, and it was basically skids of Lego that we very carefully unloaded last week for them, and they all put them together. Derek and his guys put them all together. And what they're going to do is they're going to fill this with cement in the morning. So then they'll pull all their forms off the next day, and we will have the main part of our robot room. And you can kind of see where the robots will sit here, another robot will sit there. We've even got, ooh, watch your heads. We've got the doors for getting in for us. Yeah, like, to kind of see these in the middle of the barn, like, you can actually get an idea of how things are gonna get laid out. It's not just a picture on a computer anymore. Like, this is what it's gonna look like. All right, I don't know about you, but there are jobs you want to do sometime, you tell yourself, over the winter. Now, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last, or at least I'm hoping last, really, really cold morning. So, no time like now to get that job done. We had several months to do. We're gonna pull bales off a row while it's frozen so we don't play in too much mud. Everything's a little bit frozen today. Oh. So I guess we gotta get a little more accurate in backing up. So as you can see, we've got some wrapped hay, quite a bit of wrapped hay, and then just a few leftover dry bales. That, honestly, I kind of forgot we're back here. So, what we'd like to do, I mean, it works as a great spot to keep bales back here because it's close to the barn, but not close to being in the way of anything. The challenge is back here, particularly when the frost is going to come out, it's going to get awfully muddy awfully fast. So, we do it when it's nice and frozen. We're not going to make much of a mess. It is a good reminder that you can see back there where I'm missing a bale, one of those support lengths, whatever, it's been bent, heck, it's been bent since we bought it, but it broke this winter. And of course, another job that you say, oh, we'll fix that. We've got all winter before we need to make full loads with this. Maybe a good reminder that we should get on fixing that too. But we'll wait for a slightly warmer day, because this is definitely one we don't need to spend more time outside than we need to. Now that is 2 very lonely donuts. And I'm very tempted, but I never walked through the barn last night, so I don't actually know how long they've been there. Maybe that's what that muskrat was living on, what attracted it to here, was all the leftovers or something. Anyway, we'll leave them alone. Here is what the framers have been doing. Like, talk about a massive job. All that getting vapor barriered, all of that getting strapped, all of that getting taped. Like, that is massive. But clearly it's doing something, because I don't know, I've never heard the echo in here before, which now that it's a big empty space, you can actually hear an echo. So that has taken them several days to get that, and no wonder, because what a job does that look like. That's a lot of taping to do. then finally, let's step into here. Look at this. We've got the start of walls for in our office and utility room. So this is the door that comes in straight into the utility room. So all this is just kind of a little hallway, and our milk tank's gonna sit here. We'll have all our water tank, water heaters, that kind of stuff over on that wall. In here is where the milk truck driver will be able to come in, hook up to the front of the tank. Like, it's very neat to see this, and it's really interesting. Like, I remember the same thing happened when my parents built their house. Was like that change from it looks really big to it looks really small to it looks really big, kind of back and forth based on what they're doing. And when they poured these curbs last week to show where the rooms are, I kind of thought, oh, well, it doesn't look like a real big area. But now that they get the walls up, like, it looks like a huge area again. So it's going to be really nice. They'll finish up some framing in here. There's a couple of things just to tidy up with the concrete. And then this is one of the big jobs that is going to be done in the next couple of days, is finishing up that line that comes from the robot room that's going to have all the communication lines, plumbing, electrical, all of that, that obviously for the things that are controlling it in here to feed to the robot room. This is one of those things that, you know, in a building project I knew would be coming, but now is kind of a case of working at coordinating a little bit, because there'll be as many as 5 crews. What'll it be? Yeah, 5 to 6 crews will be here on towards the end of the week. And I know the framers were kind of talking about, well, maybe they'd get to here the end of the week. They were great to say, oh no, we should probably come earlier so that they can kind of be out of the way, and the electricians and the plumbers and all of that can dig in the final part of their lines and have all that done. So it's one of those things that just in building, I have found, I don't know if this is the case with everyone, but, you know, because we're not contracting out everything with one general, it takes a little bit of coordination to know what crews are doing and what they're thinking over the next few days, so that you can actually make sure that nobody is running over each other. Because I was talking to Steven about the electrical, like, he's talking about 4 or 5 electricians alone being here for a couple of days just to be able to get their stuff in and done as quickly as possible. So, like, there's not a lot of space for a whole lot of people. So it'll be really interesting to see how that comes together. But once they get all that, then, like, we'll almost be ready for a floor in there already. Like, that is unbelievable that we can go from in a few short weeks to just a shell of a building to actually looking at what is going to be our barn.